Let's begin with something that isn't said enough. You are already richer than you know. Richness in older age is not measured in dollars or possessions. It's measured in depth, in meaning, in presence. It's in the quiet strength you carry, the wisdom you've earned, the love you've given and received. And it's found not just in what you have, but in what you've learned to let go of. We often think of riches as things to chase, bigger houses, faster cars, newer things. But with age, many come to understand that being rich isn't about accumulation. It's about appreciation. It's about standing still long enough to notice how far you've come and finding contentment in what's right in front of you. This kind of wealth begins with simplicity. As the years go by, you start to see that fewer things often bring more peace. A quiet home, a slower morning, time to enjoy a meal instead of rushing through it. These are not small things. They are luxuries of the soul. Simplicity isn't emptiness. It's space. Space to breathe. Space to think. Space to enjoy. And in that space, you'll often find more joy than any material good can offer. Then comes the richness of health. Not perfect health. Not the body you had at 25, but the ability to move, to stretch, to walk, to rest, to breathe deeply and feel your heart beat steadily. These are treasures too. Taking care of your body isn't about trying to look young again. It's about showing respect for the home that's carried you this far. When you nourish yourself with wholesome food, when you stay gently active, when you sleep well and treat your body with kindness, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. And what of time? Time in youth seems endless. But now, each hour carries more weight. You're not rushing like before. You get to choose how you spend your minutes and with whom. And that power, to spend your time with care, is wealth. Spend it well. Spend it with people who see you. Spend it in ways that soothe your heart. Spend it creating, reading, laughing. Not every moment needs to be big. Sometimes the richest parts of life are the quiet ones, the sunrise you watch slowly, the bird you hear singing outside your window, the simple joy of putting your feet up and resting without guilt. Relationships bring the richest kind of abundance, not the number of friends, but the depth of connection. That one person who truly listens, the family member who calls to check on you, the friend who makes you laugh even on your hardest day. These relationships are your fortune, and the time you invest in them will return to you over and over again in warmth, in memory, in joy. And then there is peace, a wealth so many overlook. To feel peace in your own heart, to not be burdened by regret or weighed down by old wounds, that is treasure beyond measure. Peace comes when you've forgiven, when you've softened, when you've stopped needing to prove yourself. When you accept the life you've lived, even if it didn't go exactly as planned. When you stop comparing, stop competing, and just breathe. You may not realize it, but you've been building this peace for years. Every hard lesson, every broken heart, every moment you chose growth over bitterness, it all brought you here. And now, in this chapter, you have the power to rest in that peace, to wear it like a blanket around your shoulders, to let it fill your days with calm. Money still matters, of course. You need enough to live, to feel safe, to not worry. But true financial wealth in older age isn't about luxury. It's about stability. It's about making wise decisions, living within your means, understanding the difference between comfort and excess. You don't need more. You just need enough. Enough to breathe. Enough to sleep peacefully. Enough to give when it matters. Enough to live on your terms. And then there's the freedom that comes with age, the freedom to be yourself, to say what you think, to wear what you like, to no longer worry so much about what people think. This freedom is hard-earned, and it's beautiful. You don't need to impress anyone anymore. You've done enough. You are enough. And when you embrace that truth, it shows. in how you walk, in how you smile, in how gently you carry yourself. Joy returns in older age too, but in different shapes. It's not the loud joy of parties or wild adventure. It's softer. It's the joy of watching your grandchildren play, the joy of reading a good book, of seeing an old friend, of hearing your favorite song from years ago. Joy doesn't need to shout, it only needs space to be felt. And purpose doesn't retire when you do. It evolves. It becomes quieter but deeper. You may no longer be raising children or building a career, but you still have something to give, a story to tell, a lesson to share, a garden to grow, a neighbor to help, even a smile to offer to someone who needs it. Purpose is what keeps your days meaningful. And in that meaning, there is wealth. Legacy is the richness that outlives you. It's what people remember, the way you made them feel, the kindness you showed, the wisdom you shared, the lessons you passed down. You are writing your legacy every day in your choices, your words, your presence. It's not about fame. It's about impact. It's about leaving the world a little softer, a little kinder, because you were here. And finally, there is gratitude, the quiet heartbeat of a rich life. When you can look around, even on an ordinary day, and say, "This is enough," you've struck gold. When you see blessings where others see nothing, you are truly wealthy. Gratitude doesn't come from getting more. It comes from noticing what you already have. And so I say this gently, with a full heart. You are rich. You are rich in lessons, rich in stories, rich in second chances, rich in the time you still have, rich in the love you can still give. You are rich in every way that matters. You don't need more to be enough. You don't need to go back to feel whole. You are already whole. You've already arrived. Thank you for letting me share this with you. May your days be slow and full. May your heart be light. May your life continue to deepen in richness, in kindness, in meaning. And may you never doubt just how valuable you are. Until next time, take care of your spirit. It's the greatest treasure of all. And remember, being rich isn't something you have to earn with numbers or achievements. It's a state of being. It's in the way you treat others, in how deeply you listen, in how slowly you sip your tea, and how often you stop to admire a flower. That richness grows in silence, in slowness, in stillness. It grows when you're no longer trying to keep up, but simply trying to be. You are rich when you allow yourself to rest. You are rich when you let joy in. You are rich when you show up honestly, even with your scars. You are rich when you love with no guarantees. You are rich when you've lived a life you're no longer trying to escape from. And even if your body slows, your heart has only become stronger. Even if your world has become quieter, your soul has grown louder in its knowing. Let that knowing guide you. Let it remind you that you are not behind. You are not past your prime. You are not fading. You are unfolding. And there's something sacred about someone who has lived long enough to be gentle, someone who has lost enough to be kind, someone who has fallen enough to stand steady. You carry a richness the world desperately needs more of. So don't hide it, live it. And every time you do, someone else feels it too. Take your time. There's no rush. Just walk slowly, with your whole heart. Because this season of your life, it is not an ending. It is a deepening. And it may just be your richest chapter yet. So pause here for a moment. Take a breath and look around you. Let your eyes land on the things that have quietly made your life beautiful. The worn photographs, the hands that have held yours, the memories tucked into familiar rooms. These are not decorations of a life. They are evidence of a life well lived. Consider the people you've touched in ways you may never fully know. The advice you gave that someone carried like a compass. the warmth of your presence that calmed a room, the strength you offered during someone's hardest moment. That is wealth. That is a legacy in motion. And if you've made it this far, if you're still showing up, tender, real, hopeful, then that is more than enough. That is something rare, something luminous. There's no rule book for how to age well. But if there were, it would be written in stories, not steps. In the sound of your laugh, the patience in your silence, the light in your eyes. You are not becoming less. You are becoming more of your truest self, more open, more grounded, more whole. So let this be the reminder you return to when the world tries to measure you by things that no longer matter, when someone else's definition of success or beauty doesn't fit, when you feel unseen in a world that moves too fast. You have not been left behind. You are exactly where you need to be. You are rich in all the ways that truly count, and you always have been.